If you think AI is unstoppable, think again. Gatekeepers of content are choking off the very fuel that powers every language model on Earth. Let's talk about it. So welcome to Dave is Not AI, the channel where we take a critical, no-nonsense look at artificial intelligence. I'm Dave Linthicum, an AI expert with over 30 years of experience in the enterprise AI field, and I'm a top AI influencer and thought leader. Here we examine what works and what doesn't, providing honest and objective analysis. If that interests you, please subscribe, like, and comment. Let's get started. So this is something that I popped up in my AI architecture class last week because I thought it was interesting. I don't think it got on everybody's radar screen, but we see a movement afoot to start limiting the data that can be scraped from the internet, which is obviously the fuel that powers most of the LLMs out there. So if you look at all the LLMs, such as ChatGPT and Llama, and there's hundreds of them out there now, probably too many, and they're very expensive to train. They're very valuable to us as tools because they were trained on the holistic information on the internet. In other words, every book, every article, every news story, everything that's out there, they used as training data. And in doing so, they came up with a pretty advanced large language model that we can use to answer questions and write reports and write articles, things like that. Tell us about ourselves, write our bios, all that kind of stuff. Well, they assumed that I think they're always going to have access to the whole of the internet information source. And I don't think that's going to be occurring longer term. There seems to be technology that's taking steps to start to cut them off. And let's talk about what that means to the LLM world. Well, Cloudflare, you guys may know that from the CAPTCHA stuff that you see on lots of websites, a major content delivery network handling 16% of global internet traffic, will block AI crawlers from scraping website data by default unless site owners permit access or compensation. This move is aimed at empowering creators and protecting internet content, but it could hinder AI model development by restricting data scraping for training. So publishers can now opt for a pay-per-crawl model, reshaping the AI data collection landscape and promoting their fairer practices. Now, as someone who creates content, I can kind of see where the content creators are coming from. I know that when I use LLMs and I'm analyzing something like researching a book or researching an article, when I ask some of the questions, I see my IP coming back at me as an answer to the question. Of course, there's no